Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 6 of Pint series. This week we're at Zandvoort. Just want to say for all our British people that are watching, I'm sorry. I'm not. As you can tell, well, I don't know if you watch us regularly, but a couple of our British drivers are actually out this week for unknown reasons. Just kidding. I think they're all crying their sorrows because of the final.
They can't see through the tears to drive the car.
Yeah, it's all right.
They
It didn't
need
come
windshield
home.
wipers for their eyeballs.
I don't understand what happened to them.
It didn't come home. I know what it's like. My dad didn't either. It's okay.
No, it did. I called Rome. I called Rome, and it's like the trophy's there. The trophy's in Rome.
The trophy got lost in shipping. It's headed to Italy instead.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it's an exciting week. Tiago is not driving. He's in the virtual booth with us.
I am not driving. I am so sorry.
Tiago is also Italian today.
I am
Yes.
Italian.
We're just going for
Buongiorno.
trying to be as offensive as humanly possible.
Tonight is
Exactly.
not about beer. It's about wine. Wine and the pasta.
Tiago
Yes.
is sympathy not driving.
Because I want to be offensive. I can't be offensive under a will, but yes, in a commentary booth.
You're teetering on the Italian-French line there.
I know it sucks right now.
But yeah, it's
man.
a bit of a light week. Only 17 driver, 18 if we can get Bruce in here. He's having a Windows update and now a Steam update. So hopefully Bruce can get that figured out and get in here to be the 4th AM on the grid. So 4 Pro, 4 AM, and then the rest are going to be our silver cars.
Yep, and this week we're at Zandvoort. I am not even going to try to pronounce any of those names except for Audi Corner.
Audi, there's Vodafone Bocht. Renault. I watched Tiago and Fair Sadie do this the other day. So you got Marlboro Bocht, or Bach, or however you say it. Do you pronounce the T? I don't know. I'm from Oklahoma. That's a Marlboro Bocht.
Bucht.
And I think it's Renault for turn 10.
Yeah.
Bucht. Yeah.
And then Rob Slot Maker Bot.
And turn 1 is
What?
Tarzan, so I know that much.
Turn 6.
That is true.
Rob
That's
Slope,
not
yeah.
remarkable.
And then you got turn 14, which is Come Hobo Bocht.
Kumo.
No.
It's like Kumo tires.
I know. But it says Come Hobo.
It does.
So
Does turn 13 not have a name, or is that just me?
that's part of the Audi S.
Yeah.
I see. That's not really an S, though. It's more like a
That's
D.
bottom
P, I don't
squiggle
know.
part.
I can pay a beer for the courageous fellow that tries to do turn 15.
They all have to do turn 15, Tiago. It's part of the track.
Pronounce it, you prick.
Ari Leudenbach.
It's actually very good, mate. I owe you a beer. Oh, no. Not a beer. A
That's
truck.
right. You send me a Coca-Cola in a can.
Luyendik?
Or you can be
Yeah, that
fancy and send me one of them, the Mexican Coca-Colas. Made with real sugar.
Mexican.
Sugar cane, yes. Yeah, we
I
call
don't
them
know if
Mexican
you're trying-
Cokes.
Tiago, you're South American. You're all... No.
I was going to say, I don't know if you're trying to be offensive or that's a real thing.
No, it's a real... So here in the
a
U.S.,
real
we have two kinds of Coca-Cola. We have the shitty one that you get in a can, which is sweetened
now.
with...
With
which
artificial
is-
sugar.
Yeah, it's sweetened with a high fructose corn syrup. And then we have actual sugar cane from Mexico, imported from Mexico, and we call it Mexican Coke because it comes in the bottles, like what you would think of as a Coke
glass bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the only one that's a Coke bottle, and
It tastes so
it
much better.
legitimately is the best Coke you can get.
Nice. You guys don't have sugar cane in the US, I believe, right?
We do have sugar cane. We have a history with sugar in the South.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, plantations.
Plantations and things like
Yeah,
that.
we
where
have
people
we have
used
a
to
very,
work without
we
getting
have a very
paid.
strong history of sugar cane in the U.S.
Oh.
And
Let's
cotton.
just keep It
Mostly-
sounds like we should skip that, right?
Yeah, it's a history of the U.S. It's unfortunate. It's shitty, but
See,
part of who we
even
are.
chat knows that Mexican Coca-Cola is the best. And
yes.
True. Welcome, Mr. Cardo. Cardo Huesca.
Pro tip: if you are in the U.S. and you have a Costco membership, they sell 15 packs of those for I think $12 or $13. I don't know, something ridiculously cheap.
shut your mouth.
So
We just opened a Costco where I live last year, I think it was. And I have yet to go. Like, I don't even have a Sam's Club membership. I don't have any of that stuff. I hate going to the grocery store.
just be careful because once you get a Costco membership, it's over.
Is it like
It's-
Sam's Club where you can buy TVs and couches and stuff too?
Yeah, but it's way better because I think it's cheaper,
Ooh.
and they have free samples.
Is it
so-
worth me driving across town to get to it?
I don't know what driving across town means for you.
It's about 30-minute drive.
Oh yeah, oh easily. I used to drive that when I lived in Southern California.
But in Southern California, going down to the corner store takes half an hour.
Yes. Yeah, that is true.
Hey, we're
I
in
could-
qualifying, by the way. We're 3 minutes into qualifying.
Yeah, but
And we're
nobody's
talking
putting a
about-
valid lap.
Mexican soda and go to the grocery store.
What's the problem?
As soon as somebody puts in a valid lap, I'll acknowledge them.
I mean, Bruce looks like he's the first car out, followed by Dorcius, and then Wright, and then I think Scott Chin is bringing up the rear there. So, Mr. Blackout is rating our channel with 64 probably very angry, very sad people.
Hello,
Welcome,
everyone.
Mr. Blackout.
Welcome. I am so sorry about the game today. I'm not.
Carl, you
I'm
have
sorry, I'm
enough
not.
time to get in there for qualifying?
Yes, it went
You got
Rome.
16 minutes?
Look, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't mind the England team, but the England fans, my God, it's
Yeah, you feel for the England team,
yeah.
but the fans, you're like, oh my gosh, I hope most of them, not all of them, because we know some of them, and they're genuinely nice people, but
And
some
I-
of the fans are just horrendous.
And I say that as an American.
Yeah, and we're the worst.
Yeah,
Should
we
I
are by
call
far
my
the worst at
Italian friend,
everything.
I
Like,
can
Yeah.
call my Italian friend.
oh God.
Tiago
Yeah.
is going to have spaghetti for dinner for a week.
My name is not Tiago, my name is Alfredo. Alfredo Alves.
Your name is Tiago Alfredo.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm gonna talk to my Don, Mr.
Okay.
Corleone.
Dimitri Dorcius with a 138.5.
Nice job.
Wright, I don't know Wright's first name, so we're just going to call him Wright for now.
Jay.
Is it Jay or is it John? I don't know.
Oh, it's
He's
just the letter
1.4
J.
seconds off.
It's just the letter J.
I think it's John, though.
Let me research.
It's a good
Bruce
question.
Hopkins with a 40, looks like a 40.7?
Joey Militi.
No.
Wrong person.
We're looking
talking
for
about
Wright.
Sorry?
You're looking at a silver driver, car number 33.
Right. Is John Wright.
car
John
487.
There you go.
Car 33 is not in the server.
We're
Oh,
looking
that's
for
Milady.
Spider-Man. That's who we're talking about.
Right.
The Spider-Man car.
Now it is. If it wasn't, now it is.
It kind of does it. The front of it is what kind of led me to think that this is a Spider-Man
Yeah, the
car,
hex
'cause it has that
pattern
weird-
kind of looks
yeah.
like the... Yeah.
Maybe it was the booze that led you to think that.
He's only 4 beers deep, though.
I
more
was
than
also
enough for
watching
me.
the game, much like probably everyone else that's not American, or in some Americans.
John Wright is Scottish, apparently, according to Jixter GT in the chat.
Moose, welcome, Moose. Love you.
Nobody loves me. I'm kidding.
I love you,
Well, actually,
Paul.
probably
I
nobody
do
loves
love
me,
you,
which is
Paul.
fine by me. I'm okay.
I cuss
No,
you
Paul.
I cuss the hell out of you, but I do love you, brother.
We put up with Paul because he does all the stream stuff.
Put up. Fucking hell.
And he's also my teammate in the 1 hour team race that we did where we beat the other commentary team. That's right.
Yes,
Eat it, Tiago.
that is right. Yeah.
You guys got stomped in the same car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember
did.
when I was qualifying and you were ahead of me, and then at the last
I
minute,
also got stomped by Paul in Octane. Funny enough.
If you go back and watch that VOD, you can watch Tiago eat it. Coming out of, what was it, Lesmo 2?
That's scary.
yeah,
Is it
Scary.
a Scary? Okay, well, whatever. He ate it. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And then
Gonna see what you're going to eat,
turn one
brother.
in race 1, he actually got kind of taken out by Blaine, Mr. Blaine Hall, car number
That's
27.
true. I remember that. He got spun.
Yes.
Blaine Hall.
Blaine Hall
Blaine
in
Hall
the
with
chat.
The one
with
that
his
killed me was
first
Blaine.
official murder.
Nice.
Join the club. Join the Brian Yang club.
Pop the cherry all over Tiago. GG.
No snipers that have like the first kill count. This is my first kill.
So Wright was up, but it looks like he's given up on that lap because he just decided to wall right like this was Gran Turismo.
And we got Dorcius about a 10th up on his time. He's already almost half a second faster than the rest of the other 3 cars in AM.
Dorcius with a different livery this week. I swear his car was red before.
It was.
I don't know.
It's normally red. Probably doesn't want to be confused for Ferris, who keeps clowning.
Oh,
he changed the
and
color of
he
his
just
car.
ruined his lap. So there goes that. So right now, of the 4 AMs on track, nobody is up on their previous time. So some
Bruce
people
is about
actually,
even. Chin's about even. But, I mean, they're not going to improve.
Yeah, they should have one more lap to go. So we got about until, what, 20 minutes for them to cross
Yeah.
the line to get another lap
Bruce
in.
just crossed the line, so this will be his last. Unless he puts down a banger and makes it with, like, a second left.
Yeah, Bruce has gains, but not enough to catch Mr. Wright or Mr. Dorcius.
Yeah, Dorcius fixing to cross the line. He's invalid, so now he's back on his last flying lap. We got Wright coming around the final corner, almost 4 seconds down on his time, so...
Yeah, he had a little bit of an off. John Wright says it in the bottom right. You guys aren't even watching the stream. Terrible. Terrible, Kenny. Terrible.
I mean, I glanced over at the stream, but it's behind, so...
Oh,
I don't want to be like
69
Tiago and go, oh!
I just want to say we have
Hey.
69 viewers and call out a
Nice. Nice.
Nice, welcome every one of you.
Yes, welcome, Mr. Big. I am. Let me know if you're crying.
Brandon Hall. Nice.
Mr. Blackout, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm sorry for the unfortunate thing.
Oh,
Do you want some pasta?
Carl, if you get here and you're drunk, you still have a 20% chance of winning the race. Because you only be the 5th pro.
I'd actually put that higher than 20% because I think Ferris is going to struggle a bit on this track.
True.
I know Alvarado now runs with the esports big boys, so I'm not sure why
Also-
he's here still.
All the AMs in the pit, so they're not even going to try to do an extra one.
Yeah, I think all the AM's invalidated. So Chameleon looks like he's first of the train of the 1, 2, 3, 4, like 8 silvers, 9 silvers that we have today.
Yep. We got a couple of new guys today. I guess it's Melody.
Joey Mility.
Joey Melody in the Aston Martin, running a custom livery.
Yep.
Blaine Hall in his purple monstrosity.
Designed by yours truly.
Yep.
Yeah, designed by Paul Cantea. That's right, yours truly.
Oh.
You said it.
Not me.
No.
I don't take responsibility for that one.
There's one guy in this stream that raced the brightest liveries ever. I'm not gonna say names, but it's like
Mine.
someone like
Mine are
Please,
classic.
Journal.
Mine are iconic. I tried to get him to change the colors on that, but he wanted purple. Like, purple's his favorite color. And
Yeah, purple's
so we
my
had
favorite
to,
color too.
we checked
Mr.
with
Blackout
Nick.
loves purple.
Mr. Blackout
Yeah,
should love
Blackout.
black, then change his name. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Mr. Purple out. That doesn't even make sense.
Mr. Blackout loves purple. You guys have to see. He just loves it. Just loves it.
Mr. Blurple? What is he gonna change his name to?
Oof.
Mr. Violet.
Violet? Mr. Violent?
Yeah.
Probably violent
Mr.
after
Violent.
England lost that game.
Oh my god. Stop.
That's going to be a theme today. So,
Stop.
It is. It is.
was Was it last week or the week before that it was Brian Yang murdering you at Watkins Glen was the theme?
Yes.
And then last week it was your terrible internet dying.
2 weeks ago. Last week was
Oh,
America's
that's right.
birthday.
We didn't race last week. I forget. Thiago was actually close to pronouncing Violet correctly.
Yeah.
Nice,
you're
Hugo.
Right. Violet.
Violin? What?
I'm the master of accents, man. I can do every accent in the world.
I know.
Tiago, you're taking
can-
English lessons from a French Canadian.
It's actually true. He loves to play Monopoly. It's a very good game.
Monopoly.
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 We're kidding, Hugo. We all play Monopoly.
I don't play Monopoly. That game is terrible.
Fuck you, man.
That's how families are torn apart. I used to play Monopoly with my kids until they laughed at me when they beat me one time, and then I was like, "No, we're not playing this anymore." No joke. It was me, my two sons, and my daughter. My daughter was about 5 or 6, and she would buy every property she landed on, and she still beat all of us. Like, she knows nothing about money or property or rent, and she still won.
Yeah, but
don't
did
play
she
Monopoly.
rob the bank? This is like...
No, I was the banker because I'm an adult.
Did you
You
rob
don't give.
the bank?
No,
Why?
because I didn't cheat at that time.
This game's about...
I would cheat now.
If you don't cheat at Monopoly, you're kind of asking for it.
Yeah, this is the theme of the game. How much can a person
No,
cheat?
I wanted to beat them legitimately.
There's no such thing. This is not the game.
Yeah.
Wayne Hall
Monopoly.
across the line with his first time.
Monopoly is all about cheating and... No, yeah.
Like, do you think it's about properties? About how to rob a bank? It's a manual for heists.
If it was that easy to rob banks, I'd be doing it on the reg.
True.
Favaro across the line with a time, so we're getting some silver times in.
Yeah. Mr. Brandon
Still a
Hall,
fast track.
37 flat, basically.
Favaro driving through the grass.
Nice job, Brendan.
Favara's deciding to mow the grass. Yeah, Brandon's still about... he's actually improving a little bit on his last time.
Oh yeah, which is very good already. 37-0 is a good time in here.
So I ran some laps on the practice server earlier, and Lukey was on there with me, the Porsche car 26, and he said he's going to suffer today because he was having a hard time keeping it on track. The tires are overheating. This is a notorious track for chewing up your left side tires because all the fast right hand corners. So it'll be interesting to see where Lukey ends up. And for reference for Chad out there, I ran about a 36.6, and I'm an average silver driver. So that's where I expect to see some of these times getting down into the high 36s, low 37s.
This one I never stopped to actually ask myself. I know in most tracks, but what is the best car in this track?
Yes.
Porsche, I suppose.
Audi is very strong here.
Anything that can run a low camber.
Yeah, Audi's
not cook the
incredibly strong
tires.
here. A lot of mid-engine cars are actually really, really good here.
I was thinking like good traction, good corner speed, not
Yeah.
that much straight speed, like Porsche, Audi, Mercedes probably.
I think the Lamborghini's going to do well.
Lamborghini,
Yeah, the
Bentley,
Lambo.
maybe.
I mean, you got
Especially-
2 really fast guys in Lamborghinis.
Groom
Yeah.
is really, really quick in that Lambo around here.
True. Expect great things from him. And Carbon, I think that's a fight to watch this night.
If only
Yeah,
we had
hopefully
Paul
we'll see.
Miles in here.
Yeah, Paul Miles would be good in the Mercedes.
Yeah.
And we don't have a Mercedes in here.
I think
got
Paul's
tons
this
of
with real
Astons.
intentions.
We got tons of McLarens.
Tons of Astons.
We have 18 cars now, so we got somebody else who joined. I
Mr.
don't know.
Coste?
Must have been before qualifying because so far everybody's out on the track.
I see Ricardo Favaro number 9. Number 343.
Yeah, I think Favaro might have been the last one to join. So we still got Dorsch holding strong up there in P2.
Yeah, he's still in P2. I don't think he's... really in danger at the moment of getting bumped down. Actually, as I say that, Lukey's actually
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lukey and
hot lap
Cassette
right now.
are both up on their times.
I see Luke making at least a challenge.
Cassette and the McLaren fixing to cross the line. Well, he was up until that final corner, and I think he just threw it all away.
Yeah, I think
He's
right
going
now
to get blocked by a slow car.
Lukey's the only one that's up enough to maybe jump up to P2, but Mr. Brandon Hall just kind of running away with it. I mean, he's 1.2 seconds clear of P2.
Yeah, he's going to be probably a pro driver next season.
Yeah, that's
Unless we tell him he's not. We tell him he's not allowed to practice anymore.
There's going to be some reshuffling happening before the next go. Some people need to move up, some people need to move down.
Say my name already, man.
I'm not naming names. I'm just generalizing.
You can point if you want. I can turn on the camera.
Yeah, so Lukey's going to actually move
up.
up into P2. Still doesn't get him into P1. Still puts him 0.9 away from
Navarro
P1.
almost a full second up on his time. So that'll help him jump up into the top 5.
Yes, you're right. Ricardo Favaro's
1.4 up.
Yeah, so if this holds, he actually might get past Lukey to go into P2 if he can keep this speed going through the last turn here. Maybe he can get a tow from Mr. Oliveira, but I think he's a little too far back.
Yeah, he hasn't really lost. Well, he lost about a tenth or so, but he's still almost 1.4 up. So Navarro's going to jump right up into P3.
Banger of a lap. Nice job.
But Blaine Hall, 2 tenths up. 2 seconds up.
What a striking livery.
Shot. Blaine's improving, has one more shot.
Yeah, Chimilio is improving also. Maybe enough to put him down into P4 or 5.
Good to see Bradford up there in the mix. He's had a couple off weeks sitting in the back of the grid.
Thiago is going up to NASCAR level.
Just my face doing NASCAR. Right?
Are there any Brazilian drivers in NASCAR?
Are you really talking like this? Like, most Brazilians don't even know what NASCAR is.
Yeah,
Lukey 5 tenths up on his time crossing the line.
Kimi Räikkönen did truck now, and Blaine Hall eats it in the second to last corner.
Oop.
Yikes.
And he invalidated.
So Lukey improved but didn't move. He just moved a little bit further away from Favaro.
Yeah, so it looks like basically everyone on track but Tate is either invalidated or slower. Tate is about 2 tenths up. I don't know if that's enough to really move him. Well, it might move him to the bottom of the silvers.
Yeah, he would jump
Chin and Hopkins. Anyway, no, Kimi Räikkönen did NASCAR for 2 years when he was out of F1.
Kimi Räikkönen goes everywhere that has seats in a car.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe, I don't know, Rubens got bored one year and decided to do NASCAR.
Nah, he's too old.
All right, so the 10-minute mark, so our pros are headed out. All 4 of them.
To be fair, we have some really good IndyCar drivers in Brazil. Tony Kanaan, Hélio Castro Neves, which I love.
Yeah, Helio is doing amazing things.
Man, 46 years old, he won freaking Indianapolis. What?
And then he was in the mix for a race not too long ago as well.
Yeah.
It was like the short track something or other. I forget what the heck it was even called. It wasn't NASCAR. It was some
SRX or something like this.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was some guy like names that I recognized, but cars that looked kind of off. And it was like a really, really short track.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun to watch.
Cars that looked off.
They look kind of like NASCAR, but it's not NASCAR.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But Helio's super best thing. He's super good and super nice, and that's my kind of people.
Yeah, after he won the Indy 500, I think he thanked everybody at that
He
track.
shook every hand that was available.
Yeah,
every hand.
They actually had to like pull him away from thanking people to have him do like the ceremony.
Dude,
It was
his
great.
hug with Montoya.
He was still trying to hug people. They're like trying to lift him up in that elevator thing, and he still. It was insane.
Like his hug with Montoya was so funny. Like Montoya raced into like T4, like hey, and they just like jumped and hugged. It was so good.
Yeah, he ran like halfway down the track, just waving at fans and climbing on the fence.
He's super good, man. I
It
love
was
that.
good to watch. You love to see a guy like that win.
Yeah, man. Like every other team, like drivers from teams that he never really was a teammate, and they're like, man, nice job.
Blaine's in the chat saying that was lame. He couldn't hold his lap together, but he's currently sitting P1.
The 36-6.
Yeah. Brother Yellow, welcome, brother. Or sister. Or both. Welcome.
So Ferris Sadie's first of the valid laps, I believe.
I missed it. Bees had too many whiskey sorrows.
It's okay, it'll come home eventually. Just like my dad.
There's always next year, right?
It's every 4 years.
Oof.
Yeah. So Euro Cup, like the World Cup, is every 4 years.
Was this the World Cup?
No, it's the Euro Cup. But they run it on. So World Cup is every 4 years, 2014, 18, 22, 26, and all that. Euro Cup is every 2 years, every like 4 years. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
So 2016, 2020, right.
So that way one team doesn't win the World Cup and the Euro Cup, and then their country just explodes.
Yes.
That's the way it's putting it.
Well, England hasn't won anything in decades, so they wouldn't know what that's like.
Just sorry to interrupt you.
Can't win a war, can't win soccer games. Eric Groom onto the top of the board.
Paul, your predictions were right. Eric had the banger of a lap.
Oh, he's not done yet.
P7.
Yeah,
Eric Groom is not done yet for sure.
Yeah, your predictions were spot on.
He's gonna be in the 35 soon. They're still on a fast track, by the way.
Your predictions were so right that Ferris is not doing that good.
Where's Milo? Milo is probably on more whiskey than you are, I believe.
I need him. I just want to see so bad both of y'all hugging each other and like saying your sorrows. It should be a beautiful scene.
I'd pay to watch B and Miles hug each other.
Yeah. That's my precise point.
Not for the same reason you would, but you know.
Black, hey, welcome, miss. Thank you for coming.
So what you're saying is he would subscribe to their OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
They can hug, but without shirts.
Ooh.
And with ice cream.
Milo, I'm trying to hug you, but you're so slippery.
Why are you moist?
It's my favorite word, moist.
Great word.
Moist.
Yeah, Hugo's explaining it. Offset every 2 years. Oh, Blackout with the moist in chat.
He does have an emoji that is moist.
Well, he also has the sound bite of it too.
That is beautiful as well.
It's fantastic. There we go. Lots of moist in the chat. It's a very moist chat today.
It is.
Probably because of all the tears.
Probably. Oh.
Fuck.
I kid. Carbon into P1. Yeah, 35.7.
And also in my territory, descent.
So Groom hit the 35s, but then he got overtaken. I mean, it's going to be Lambo on Lambo action. Alvarado's still half a second off of those two.
Lambo on Lambo.
Ooh.
Skin on skin. That's more creepy than
needs more, a little bit more British. Just a touch more British.
What? What are you talking about? Is that British?
Ooh, and Groom is barely 0.03 of a second down on P1. And now he's going to get blocked by Ferris.
Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate.
Blocked or given a toe, depending on how fast he is. Oh, he's going
Well,
to
I
get blocked.
think he's just faster than Ferris. And Ferris has been bouncing off some curbs. So I think Groom's probably going to back off here. Yeah, he's backed way off.
Yeah,
he'll have one, maybe two more shots at it.
Danny is improving on his last time. So he's going to put even more distance between him and P2.
Damn.
Yeah, he's about a 10th up right now.
Yeah.
In
marginal gains, but our gains.
That fiery CRS livery.
Yeah, it's lit. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a boomer.
That's oh my god. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for coming. We're gonna end the stream right there. We're gonna ban Paul from New World Sim Racing.
Ban myself.
Thanks everybody.
I'll get to the door. Thank you.
Jeez.
Where's the Discord server?
Tell me that was. Do I need to server mute you? Tell me that was the beer talking. Please.
Unfollow, unsubscribe. Call PayPal, demand a refund.
Yep. I'm gonna get Dale in here and we're gonna shut this whole thing down.
New World Sim Racing is no more.
It is over. Going back to ACCSS, boys.
Oh, careful.
Yeah, careful. They're a little salty after what happened earlier. Can't show your face.
When I fall, just heads up.
I just like to point out that in 2018, the USA national team went further than the England national team in the World Cup, right? Or am I confusing that with 2014?
I think it's 14-18. US didn't even go to the World Cup.
Oh yeah, that's right, because we suck.
Yeah.
You say we, you're not American, mate.
And didn't our men's national basketball team just get trounced by
by
a
Nigeria?
Virtual unknown? Yeah.
Yes.
You guys got bounced, and it's like a pretty good team, like Kevin Durant, Kevin Love, all the big dudes.
I mean, you would think it's all the superstars.
Yeah.
And we got dogged on.
Balls with sticks and padded rugby. I mean, you're not wrong.
Padded rugby is it's an accurate description.
It is an accurate description.
30 seconds left in qualifying.
Yeah, so right now, I think the final order's pretty much set. Alvarado's not really improving all that much. Oh, as I say that.
May get one spot against Luke.
Yeah, Sadie may jump Lukey. He does. But still, I mean...
Throw it away.
I guess we can figure Blaine Hall's basically a pro.
Yes.
So it looks like your top 5.
Oh.
It's about what you expect.
Yeah, Groom's not going to improve unless he pulls something out of his hat in the last half of the lap.
I mean, he's got a lot of clear track in front of him.
He does, but he's already 3/10 down, and there's not a lot of time to make that up.
300ths of a difference. That will be a battle already.
Alvarado's about even, so we're going to see if he can steal P1. Groom, did he just put it into a wall?
Yes. Groom decided to just...
So Alvarado's up 2/10. He lost a little bit there.
And now he's flat. He's right about even with his best lap, so he's not going anywhere either.
I mean, one good corner, if he can
pick up. That's not a good corner.
Oh. Rip. Commentator's curse.
That is not a good corner. Well, there we go. There you have it.
So Carbon, Groom, Alvarado, Hall, and Sadie are your top 5 out of our whopping 18-car grid. So on this track, we pretty much figure that qualifying is everything, right? Because Zandvoort is horrible for passing.
Yeah, there's not a lot of overtaking. Turn 1, I think, is probably the best chance you're going to have to overtake someone. Just outbrake him into turn 1. Other than that, you're pretty much stuck. Turns 2, 3, 4.
Unless you dive into the Audi S. I mean, you see somebody send it there, possibly side by side, push them out into the sand.
Yeah, so
Hey.
like I said, turn 1 is probably going to be the best time. 2, 3, 4, nothing to go there. 6, 7, 8, it's a narrow track. I don't know if we can make a move there. It's pretty much flat out throughout. Turn 9 again, really fast corner. 10, I could see somebody getting brave into turn 10 into that right-hander.
Yeah, if you can undercut them there.
Yep. Turn 11, you don't really have a lot of run time into turn 11, so you don't get a lot of speed from 10 to 11, but I've seen people get brave.
Yeah, I've seen people go around the outside on turn 11. You got the guy takes a slower line on the inside to defend, and you kind of go around the because it's a big, wide corner.
Yeah, turn 12, the Audi S, it's that kink, that first right-hander, it's pretty much 90 degrees, so again, unless you get really, really brave, you're not going to make it, because there's not a lot of room for mistakes. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. 14 and 15 are flat out, basically. Or after turn 14 is pretty much flat out through 15 and the pit straight. So we'll see.
There are spots, but all of them are sketchy. So either you succeed or kill your friend. So not many people are willing to risk all that. Which they are right.
Yeah, and I mean, if there's anything that we're known for is clean racing.
Yeah. And it's it is a 1 hour race. So does it really worth to send it in the first 15 minutes? I don't know.
Yes.
100%.
After watching that GT Euro race earlier, where after 30 minutes there was like 15 cars crashed out.
Those are not role models. Don't do these at home, kids.
I mean, there was a Bentley that rear-ended a McLaren on the start-finish line, like as the race went green.
Yeah, which pretty much sums up my iRacing career.
Yeah. And then we had the Lambo get spun in turn 1, and then it got hit by another Lambo.
Yep.
But yeah, 30 minutes into a 2-hour race, there was, I think, 15 cars wrecked out. It was great.
Kids don't do that at home, for fuck's sake.
They did pull an
Alvas
Alvas
don't
in
reach
T1,
yet.
yes.
Oh.
You are correct.
What did I do in T1?
I don't know, but Bullet R34 says they pulled an Alves in turn 1.
What do you mean pulled an Alves, mate? That's rude.
I don't know. I mean, are you a murderer? Are you a turn 1 murderer?
No, I'm a saver. I saved that man. I didn't kill him. You can watch the ball.
Yeah, Rubber Ducks Are Yellow says people tend to make loads of mistakes at Zandvoort. Which, yeah, people will run wide. Tires are going to start to fall off. It's hot out there. So, consistency and keeping it on the track can win you the race alone.
2 and 3, big mistakes. 7 as well. Hold second sector as well.
Yeah, so we go around the final corner here on the formation lap.
Before we start, cheers, everyone. Don't drink and drive.
So we got Carbon and Groom side by side. Alvarado and Hall behind them. Ferraceti and P5, surprising. Next to Lukey, Favreau and Dorcius. And then further down the line, we got a bunch of Silvers and Nams. So green lights are on. Carbon is still holding on to P1, going to turn 1. They looks like they go too wide. Groom doesn't try to make a move there.
Alvarado up the inside.
Alvarado
Hall there.
Hall.
He got it.
He does get the spot, so he's up to P3, but Hall's not going to give that up easily. He's trying to get it back.
Hall's not careful. He's going to lose out to Ferraceti there. Sadie runs a little wide, but he's got Lukey up on his inside, so Sadie's going to lose that out to Lukey.
Yeah, but he actually gets it back, so Lukey is now falling behind Sadie as they go down into turns 6, 7. And there's the flashers. It's pretty much prerequisite of being in our league. You have to flash
As you
people.
do.
Yeah, no lap 1 incident, which I do like to see. So far, everyone's made it through cleanly.
Zero contacts. Yeah.
Further down the field, we got Chimilio on cassette. Trying to make some moves here. Both silver class drivers.
I think Sadie got Luki back.
Sadie did get
Yeah,
Luki
Sadie-
back. Yeah, he's back into P5.
Yeah, he's catching up to Blaine Hall real quick.
And he's going to put the pressure on. As
Well, we
he
got a car
likes to.
off towards the back.
We got a car off that looks like it was...
It was John Wright in the 487.
No contact register.
Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was car 33, Jay Melidi. Took
Yeah, I
a
think he
little
just had
trip
a-
to the sand.
Yep.
And Eric Groom is also putting the pressure on Mr. Bison Carbon, aka Carbon.
Yeah, it's going to be a Lambo on Lambo race.
Oh, yeah.
And Nick Alvarado is going to sit back there and wait, and then he's going to pick up 2 places when they kill each other.
That's optimistic.
I do say no lap 1 incident because usually, if we make it past turns, 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's clean going from there. I think in most of our races, I've seen incidents happen in the first couple of turns. If we can go through that, people kind of start falling into single file, and it's pretty clean from there, but you never know.
Yeah, you get your tires up to temp, get everything kind of situated, and these guys race with each other enough. They know how they drive. You know where you can make an attempt and where you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, so I expect a really, really strong race out of Groom today.
You got Bradford making a move on cassette. We're going to see if Chimilo can follow him through, because that's going to get pushed wide on this corner.
Oh, he's going to come back and they're going to touch.
Little touch. Chimilo is going to try to get up there and take Bradford.
Non-take.
Bradford's just got the pull on him. So they're going to settle back into line. A little early action in the silver class.
Straight speed of the Aston talking.
Yeah, the
Can he
Aston's
make
going to
the
have
move?
better speed going down the straight. You can see that already. He's going to go side by side with the Porsche. He's going to outbrake him.
Oh, Bradford's going to back out of that one.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Bradford broke way early.
Yeah, I don't think he really wanted to go too wide into turn 1.
Yeah, we're 4 minutes into the race. Side by side into turn 1's probably not going to be a good idea. So the top 3 have kind of pulled out a little bit of a gap on Hall and Sadie there, about a 1.5 second gap.
Yeah,
And
so
I see
Groom
Groom
and...
waiting for. No, please go.
Oh, I was going to say Groom was basically waiting for Carbon to make a mistake or some kind of
I
opportunity.
think
and then he got-
Alvarado got loose because he just dropped back
didn't see
into
this
Blaine
thing.
Hall. Blaine Hall sideways manages to save it. Doesn't lose out of position or anything like that, but he got sideways coming around that corner.
Yeah, and then you got Lukey coming up on Sadie. And Sadie's kind of abnormally slow around here. Which is a little surprising. I would have expected a little bit better out of him. But I think I keep saying that for the past 3 weeks now. And Milidi's actually fallen back all the way down to 18th.
Yeah, looks like he's trying to get going. He must have had a spin or something. We have an incident between 669 and 344. That's going to be Cassette and Bradford, probably when they touched going around that corner. If I had to guess, when they were side by side going through turn, I think it's 3 or 4,
Yeah, I don't think that
and they
was
had that little
anything
touch.
major.
Just a little bump.
Rubbing his racing.
Yep.
Yeah, so Alvarado's now actually fallen back. He's about 2 seconds off of Groom.
It was the slightest touch out of Audi S.
Yeah. Yeah, so Groom and Danny are kind of running away here.
Yep, Groom and Danny running away. Alvarado's falling into a groove.
So we got Favaro and Lukey catching up to Sadie here.
Yeah,
See if
so I think
Lukey can manage.
if Lukey can wait, seems like Sadie's been making some, I don't know, I want to call them mistakes, but little mistakes, I guess, here and there.
Sadie's been touching a lot of curbs, and we know that Audi does not like curbs.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah, and the Porsche around here is a very solid car. So he's going to be better on the brakes going into T1, better on the brakes going into Audi. I'm probably going to get a better exit, if we're being honest, than the Audi. That is a boring livery on Ferris's Audi.
On Ferris's car, yeah.
So vanilla.
Well,
I guess cinnamon because it's red.
Yeah, the Aston that he normally runs, he usually has it split red and black right down the middle. He always runs a red and black, kind of a satin metallic car. So it's very Sadie-esque. We need to get him a custom.
Get him something a little bit more exciting.
Yes, Carlo, that was a clean lap one at Zandvoort. That's how we roll.
Yes, we do. We try to emphasize clean driving over fast driving, I guess you could say. We know we're not the fastest people in ACC. Like, we're not going to run, with Jardier and, I don't know, Jimmy.
We have a guy in the SRO Esports.
We do, who's actually currently P3, so maybe he shouldn't be there.
Oh! What?
Maybe Groom should be there. I'm just saying.
So rude. So rude.
Hey, I call it like I see it. And my guess is...
Ferris Sadie just got murdered.
Oh no.
By Lukey. Lukey killed him going into turn 1.
Oh no.
That's going to be a big rip.
Mr. Lukey committing murder in
See if I
race
can
6.
find a replay of that one.
He was the straightest punt you'll ever see. Yeah.
So here they come around the final couple corners. We're going to go into the main straightaway on this replay.
Yeah, do you guys want... Oh. It was...
And I don't know if Bradford's just zoned in on the back end of Ferris's car, but he just kind of...
Yeah.
Like his brakes just quit working? I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's that's going to be a big murder.
Yeah.
And you don't want to kill the guy who runs the review team.
That's
That's a big F.
Yeah, but if an incident involves somebody on the review team, they usually stay out of it.
Yeah,
well, they always stay out of it. Yeah, they're not allowed to make a decision on their own.
That's not going to help because Ferris is now down to P8.
Nope, and that looked like a pretty hefty bump, so he's probably going to have some damage on the rear end too.
Yeah, we'll see how Lukey deals with his front end damage now.
His diffuser must be over.
Yeah, meanwhile, Groom is just kind of holding on to the back of Danny here. I don't know if he's staying back just to stay into some clean air and not, use up his tires a lot, or he's actually struggling to keep up, but he's sticking within about half a second every lap. Not getting any closer, not getting any, falling any further back.
Yeah, if we look here at the back end of Ferris's car, he does have quite a bit of damage on the back end of that thing.
Yeah, and this is not a good track to have rear end damage. There's a lot of fast, high speed corners.
At the same time, the Audi is not a good car to have no diffuser. You need every bit of that diffuser.
Well, hopefully you can make it work.
Yep, so now we're going to have Audi on Audi as Ferris catches up to Dorcius.
Yeah, and I think
tries to work his way back up.
If he catches up quickly, Dorcius is just going to move aside and let him go. They're not in the same class. There's no reason to fight. And Alvarado keeps falling back. He was 2 seconds a couple of minutes ago. Now he's about 2.5, 2.7. So this is not his track in that Honda.
Yeah, his last lap was 7/10 slower than Eric Groom in P2.
Still falling, 2.7.
Eric Groom's last lap was a 35.9.
So
which
he's
was his
already in
best
the
lap so far.
35s. Yeah, that's the purple lap for the session, for the race. So he's flying out there, but
Back in 12, 13, 14, we got a battle brewing. We got Wright being overtaken by Oliveira. They go side by side through turn 1. And then Brian Curzon not too far behind them. Looks like Wright might get challenged by him as well. So Wright being the AM driver out of those three. The other two are silvers.
yeah, I mean, do you just kind of move over and let him pass, or see if it was me?
I mean, if you can run with them, then run with them, because the car behind Curzon is Bruce Hopkins, who is P3 in the AM class. Or right now, is sitting P2 in AM. But it looks like he's having a little bit of a struggle keeping Curzon. So I don't know, you maybe just let him go.
And you guys see De Oliveira with a McLaren. You guys imagine 720, but he's actually using this 670.
Yep, the old 650S.
650, yeah.
yeah, that's when I asked him, he said he likes a challenge.
Bear Sadie to make a move on Dorsch's here.
He just found because he almost spun.
Side by side to the final corner onto the back straightaway.
Yeah,
I don't think Dorsch's put up much of a fight.
Yeah, you don't, like I said, different class. You don't want to be known as the person who took out a higher class car.
Don't get a penalty for a silly reason.
There is no pit window, Cardo. We don't really run those. It's pretty much the whole race. That is something that I think we should probably look into, but most of our races are an hour. And you'll see pretty much everyone pitting from
So Bruce has caught that pack.
25 to 35 minutes into the race. Pretty much everyone pits.
We've got 13 through, looks like 16. Just in a big jumble.
Guys, we may be seeing Blaine Hall challenging Mr. SRO.
That is true. He is within a second. If this was F1, he would have DRS.
I was gonna say, maybe if he uses DRS, can make it work.
No, we're not running DTMs.
That's Charlie Tate 4th position behind Bruce, isn't it?
Yeah, right behind Bruce, actually. I think on my screen.
Yeah. It's like Wright goes a little wide, but Curzon's not closer to doing anything. Bruce, looks like Bruce and... I thought he was going to get up alongside Curzon, but he didn't.
Yeah, and Charlie's catching up to Bruce. He's going to peek on the inside of Audi. Somebody's off of
Wright's
Audi.
off.
It looks like Wright is
That's
just
right, in the Ferrari.
beached it on the inside of the Audi S.
I think he broke too late and just ditched it.
Yeah, so he's going to watch everyone go by and fall all the way down into, what is it?
I mean, he's still P3 in class.
Still P3 in class, but now he's pretty much 17th overall.
Yeah, I think he'll be 16 once live timing catches up. Oh, he got passed by Chin. So that drops him into P4 in the M class. I didn't realize that Chin had gotten by as well.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tate
Blaine
over
Hall.
here is, Blaine Hall is kind of putting the squeeze on Alvarado.
Oh yeah, I smell
then we-
battle.
And then we got Tate putting the squeeze on Hopkins.
Do not let him go, Bruce.
Last time Bruce has been in this track, he reversed into one of our commentators. I'm not gonna say names.
That was an amazing... That's a great clip.
That is a great clip, yeah.
It was fantastic. It was a Monday race, so it doesn't matter. We're all having fun.
What's
Uh-oh.
up, Bruce?
Looks like Shin ran wide and is
Yeah,
now
so-
taking the sand route.
Chin decided to
Plant.
fill up his sandbags, taking the Tiago
He's
route.
collecting
Hey.
some sand for Tiago because he knows Tiago's not racing.
Oh,
So
nice.
he's getting a souvenir,
No, I think that was good.
filling those brake ducts with sand. Groom 2/10 behind Danny. Just constant pressure for the last 17 minutes.
Yeah, meanwhile, Brandon Hall.
Bobby
Getting
Hall?
closer. Dang it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
Getting closer and closer to Alvarado. He was, what, 9/10 down last lap? Now he's 7/10 down. So he's slowly catching up.
Yeah, he's just there in Alvarado's rearview mirror. All 4 pixels of it.
Oh my god.
Alvarado is driving on a potato.
Yes, I think if I mailed him a potato, it would be faster than his PC.
Listen, if it wasn't true, then it would be more offensive. But it is 100% true. How many times has he talked about blue screening right before a race? He did it today.
Really?
In his league race, he blue screened on race 2, came back, started from the pit, and still ended up P2.
Yep.
That's the first boy right there.
Oh, and Blaine Hall decides to
Blaine
have a
Hall.
spinala.
He ate some massive shit.
Wait, we have a sound alert.
Let me take the replay.
Spinala.
Ah,
We have a Spinala sound alert.
so that puts him down 9 seconds from...
Eric
Oh,
Groom
and
in the pit.
Alvarado. Oh, Eric Groom in
Oh.
the pit. That is an early pit.
Tired of being stuck behind Danny. He's going to try to get some clean air.
Brandon just took too much curb entering the Audi S and took a spin.
Because if you're Eric Groom and you know you're battling with Danny, but you've put in a couple faster laps, I mean, getting clean air is probably a good idea, right?
Yes.
I just saw somebody go side by side down the main straight. I don't even know who it was. I think it was Cassette and Bradford. My live
Is-
timing for Cassette is broken.
Yeah, it
Because
shows
it
him
shows-
a minute 39 down.
Yeah, but they were just, him and Bradford were just side by side down the main straight. So
Well,
that's fun. But yeah, so Eric Groom's going to be your first car into the pit, hoping to get some clean air, get out from behind Danny, be able to stretch his legs, and hopefully get the undercut done.
Yeah, so I think if Groom can... Well, here's the thing. If he can get clean air, he is lapping faster than Danny. 100%. If he can get clean air and lap maybe half a second, not 3/10 of a second faster every lap, in about 3 laps, he'll undercut Danny. Because all the pit stops are 30 seconds.
But
I
then his
think
tires are
he-
going to be worn at the end of the race.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I
but-
think he did it too early because he'll probably face lap track.
It's so difficult to pass, though. Do you really think Danny's going to have enough of an opportunity in the later laps to pass him, even if his tires are worn? I don't think that's the case.
I mean, it's a gamble. We'll see how it works.
Yeah, so Eric
but-
right now has about 4 seconds between him and Wright in P16.
I see him losing so much time in traffic that I don't think it was a good idea. What you guys think?
So Tiago doesn't think it's going to work. Paul does think it's going to work.
You know
So
what
we'll
that
see
means?
It sounds like it's a
Prediction
prediction time.
It is a prediction
Bits.
time.
So will Groom be ahead of Danny after Danny's pit stop?
I think Bison takes it home.
I don't know. We've seen the undercut work before in our previous races.
True. Yeah, but I mean, in a bigger track, maybe work, but right here, I'm not very positive.
Yeah, my thinking is this. If you know you're faster than the person in front of you and you're being held up,
Yeah.
you can pit early, get clean air, and make up that time in clean air.
I've done this before.
Because he was only half a second behind Danny. So all he has to do is make up... Ooh, as Curzon goes a little wide. So if he can make up half a second in 2 laps, for example, he's made up that pit stop, and he's undercut. Looks like they're about to touch there, Curzon and Hopkins, but Curzon goes wide.
Hopefully Danny
So-
doesn't pit within the next 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes to get your prediction in. You may want to wait until the end to see if Danny does pit within the next 5 minutes.
Which I pretty much doubt.
Yeah, I see there's 38 minutes left.
Yeah.
Nick Alvarado in the pit.
Nick Alvarado in the
wow.
pit. That is surprising.
What for?
Helicopter camera is confused. Watch.
You got Jay Melidi in the pit as well.
Eric already
Back down.
facing traffic.
Yeah, Eric's coming up to John Wright there.
Yeah, and I think he's going to get past him pretty quickly here on the straight. I don't think John's going to hold him up. I mean, he's going to get the toe going into
Yeah,
T1.
he'll get the toe and he'll go into T1. Hopefully he's flashing.
Will
Although
he
he's not.
dive?
Yep,
Oh, Wright's
there
gonna
goes
move
John.
over.
Yeah.
Good job. Boy, John.
Nice job, John. Very good on you.
Curzon on Tate, on Hopkins. Little battle brewing there.
Yeah, so right now we got... Basically, it's Danny's race to lose at this point.
He ran a 42.3 last lap,
Oh,
Ooh,
so that's not good.
no. No, that's going to put
So
Groom
either he
well
hit
ahead.
traffic or he I don't know what happened. 26 and 41, that's yeah, we've already looked at that one.
I see Tate making a challenge and having a 3 battles. Is that right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Tate's catching up
it's
to
Tate,
Hopkins.
Curzon, and Bruce Hopkins.
Yeah, and Curzon's right on the back of him.
I see a 3-way battle.
Eric Groom is catching up to Scott Chin.
Yeah, and Scott Chin's going to move out of the way relatively quickly also.
Yeah, Chin's a good driver.
Very good.
Very aware of his surroundings and who's coming up on him.
Clean
and
good
he-
people as we always like.
He'll probably be in the voice chat telling Groom that he's going to let him go.
He's probably going to pull a Tiago. And Eric, I know you're faster than me. Just let me know
he's-
when.
Hasn't yet.
You know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never. Okay?
Maybe on the straightaway.
Oh, and Groom peeks up the
Groom.
inside. He's going to outbrake him going into T1.
Oh,
and
he
they
gets
touch
tapped.
a little bit. I don't think that's enough to really do anything.
I mean, that was kind of a dive by Groom, and I don't know if Chin was intending to let him go, and then he started to make the corner like he normally would.
Yeah, that was a bit of a dive and a little bit of a tap there, but I don't think that's enough to really give him any damage or lose him any time.
But on penalty review time, I mean, if anybody got anything out of that, which I doubt they will, that would be Groom's fault for the
Yeah,
dive.
Probably.
yeah. So meanwhile, Danny's still staying out. Last lap 37.9, so he's not really running that much faster. 42 and now 38.
Kyle Cassette just took P6 from Dorcius. Bradford's fixing to catch up to Dorcius as well.
And as I say that, last lap for Danny 37.1. Meanwhile, Groom is running 36.8.
That is good.
So Groom's catching up to Curzon now, and I know Curzon's going to let him by relatively quickly here too. Curzon's again one of the cleaner guys.
Also a hazard of doing the undercut as much as the tires, the weight, because you have to carry so much more fuel.
Dorcius dives into the pit. So you got Groom on Curzon, and then he's going to have Tate right in front of him.
Eric's caught it. Eric's
So Groom's
got it.
got him. Yeah, it looks like Curzon's moving over to head into the pit as well.
Yeah,
Brian
so Curzon
also
in the pits.
Pretty spread out at the front. I mean, Blaine Hall's 8 seconds back from Danny in P1. And then Lukey's 5 seconds back from him.
Ooh, and Tate decides to take another Spinala.
Oh, hold those brakes.
Nice
Yeah.
job. Nice clean job.
Alvarado's caught up to Chin.
Don't reverse into the track.
Like this.
Oh no.
Nice
Yeah,
job.
that's
He must have
the-
looked at the relative, yeah.
That's the one thing about these GT3s, that it's really hard to get them turned back around.
Yeah.
Unless you
Especially
can,
if you're
you
on the
know,
grass.
yeah, unless you can do a donut. It's really, really hard to get him turned around.
Alvarado up the inside of Chin. Nice and easy. Groom's caught up to Bruce Hopkins for P10
Yes.
as they head down the straightaway. Coming into the Audi S. Bruce, please don't stop and then back up into Groom.
No, he's going to leave enough room.
Yeah, Bruce is gonna. There you go. He lets off. Lets Groom go by.
That's a man on a mission right there, I see.
Dave Chimilio has dove into the pits from P8.
Groom's last lap was 38.5, so he's caught some traffic, but Danny's not doing that much better, 38.2. So Danny looks
I
like,
believe, has clear air.
Yeah, Danny's in clear air, and he's still struggling, so I don't know if his tires are gone. Maybe he kind of overcooked him a little bit, trying to keep up, or keep a distance between him and Groom at the beginning stage.
I'll keep an eye on his lap.
But he's not lapping that much faster for somebody who's in, like you said, clean air. I mean, I would expect 37s, 36s.
Wayne Hall just put down a 37.3.
Nice job.
So he was almost a full second faster than Danny on that previous lap.
Yeah, so now Eric has about 3 seconds of clean air before he catches up with Oliveira, and then he's got 16 seconds of clean air. So this is the time to push.
We got Chimilio, Wright, and Tate all in the pit. Chimilio, I believe, is on his way out.
Yes, Tate, when he reversed, he hit the wall hard on the back, so he must have no diffuser. He may spend some time repairing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got to point out this is Wright's first race with us. Jamie Liddy, this is his first race with us. So these guys are kind of getting the lay of the land, seeing how people drive.
Tires are mandatory. I do believe we do mandatory tires and optional refueling.
Yes.
But it's 30 seconds for tires, so usually these guys run half fuel load or, whatever to start the race with.
So Thiago's boy, Favaro in the pit.
36.8. So I know Danny's not pushing, and it could be that, yeah, he is ahead and he has no reason to push, but at some point you have to think that the person who undercut you, they're pushing, so you have to push also, otherwise you're going to lose the battle in the pits.
Yeah, he may be hoping that Groom catches a lot of traffic, kind of like he is, but Groom has been, other than Scott Chen, he's been pretty clean getting through traffic.
And pretty much everyone's moving out of the way for him.
I am seeing his lines. It doesn't look odd. Maybe he's just not pushing too much.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Plucky was saying in chat, because nobody's pushing him. He's kind of slow. There's no point in driving on the edge if you're not trying to immediately battle somebody. But if you know the guy that was pushing you for the first 20 minutes of the race has already pit and is now trying to chase you down or undercut you, you gotta run. We've got Sadie and Lukey both in the pit now.
There's Sadie.
Thiago, can you do me a favor?
Yes,
can you go make sure that the pit entry board is still there?
Of course I can.
Check on the pit entry and pit exit boards.
Has Alvarado pit? Yes, he has.
Yeah, Alvarado has already pit. Alvarado has actually just gotten passed by Groom, or...
We are halfway through, not over yet.
Yeah, so Alvarado's right behind Groom, so this is going to get spicy down to T1. Groom's going to go up the inside of Oliveira. Alvarado's going to get stuck behind them both.
Oh, Alvarado's going to try to go around the outside. He is not going quietly into the night. But Nick is going to scoot through as well. Yes.
I am shocked. There's both plates in there, entry and exit. How did they survive?
Well, I caught Mr. Nick Alvarado on a Monday race taking out some boards and called him out on it.
Yep.
Scott Chin in the pit, Kyle Cassette in the pit as well. So Groom up to P4 now.
Yeah, so Groom up to P4, got Alvarado right behind him. Got some clean air before you get to Bradford and Hall. And they both have to pit, and Drew is in the pits, or Danny, excuse me.
We do have a fast boy on the chat, Mr. Mike. Welcome, Mike. We miss you on the track, brother.
Yeah, so we got
Mike
Danny
Jackson.
in the pits. So you're looking for car 97.
Yep.
So
I've
car
got my
97
camera on Eric right
is
now.
going through the Audi
Coming
S's
through the Audi
currently.
S. He's
Already
got Nick
pretty
Alvarado
fast.
right behind him.
Well, Danny's still in the pits.
Oh, look at that
Going-
side-by-side action.
So going
Oh,
through
that's
the
pretty.
last turn. And this is what I was
think
talking
I
about.
got it.
I think he's going to get it because Danny is still in the pits.
Yeah, Danny hasn't started moving yet.
And
Still
he's
stationary.
just leaving now.
Just leaving. So the undercut works. And Nick Alvarado's also going to get him.
So Eric Groom does have provisional P1 as he gets, I'm assuming at some point Bradford's going to have to pit.
But Mr. Alvarado's, I'm sorry, Mr. Groom's always also being followed by Mr. Alvarado. Maybe he found some
Yep.
place.
Yeah, so now Groom's going to get a lot of clean air to run with here. He's got nobody ahead of him for 15 seconds.
So for Amlead, we got Bruce Hopkins in the pit right now. Dorcius is fixing to be into the final two corners.
Can he get it?
And Dorcius is chasing down Chamilio. He's got Dave Chamilio right in front of him. Mr. Simply Dave C on Twitch.
Yep. Good follow. Plays Mass Effect, plays PlayStation. Thanks.
So the outcome of the prediction, will Groom be P1 after Biden pit? 48% of you said yes.
See, I should be
answer-
Ferrari strategist. I'm just saying,
So
I mean, at this point,
congratulations.
a monkey with a typewriter could be a better Ferrari strategist, but, you know, besides the point.
Maybe
do I
they
know?
could be an England coach.
So
Oh.
Bullet R34 bet 1,000 points and won. GG.
I have infinite amount of points. It's not even fair. Yeah, so Nick,
So Dorcius got P1 back. Good job.
Nick holding on to the back of all of Groom here. Now, Groom's not really pushing because he's been doing about 36 sevens. And I know he can do 35 because he's done 35 in this race.
Yep.
I mean, Nick Alvarado has the fastest lap of the race right now with a 35.8.
He did found that pace, didn't he?
So he's gone 0.05 seconds faster than Eric Groom on the fastest lap.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he had his tire pressures wrong at the beginning of the race and fixed them in the pit.
Yeah, I mean, we were all watching Kicky Ball right up until the race, so
Kicky ball, that's a...
He ball.
it's Kicky Ball. That's so we don't offend anybody by calling it football or soccer or what. It's Kicky Ball.
I can
Kicky ball.
I can reckon with that. Let's keep that.
Kicky ball? it
I
is.
played Kicky Ball. I started playing when I was about 6, and I played until I was 18, so I can call it Kicky Ball.
Wow. Look, you can do whatever you want. You played more than me, and I live in Brazil.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that Americans play kicky ball.
I mean, not many of them. But I'm pretty sure, was it Nick Cahoot is missing the race today because he's at a Kicky Ball match.
Oh,
I didn't. Yeah.
So Daniel Bradford, who was P1, is now in the pit. He's the final car to take his pit stop, which will make Eric Groom P1.
yeah, so
Nick
Eric Groom should
Alvarado
now
less than a second behind.
officially have P1, along with Alvarado
So-
P2.
So Danny's only a little over 3 seconds back, but he has brand new tires.
So I don't know if you make a mistake not pitting earlier. I think it comes into play if you know you're being held up by the person in front of you.
Mr. Carbon's turned 136 flat.
Yeah, so it, for
Right, gets out of
example,
the way.
Groom was stuck behind Danny, and if you know you're faster, if you're 3/10 down on the guy in front of you or 4/10 down or whatever, but you know you can make that time up by pitting and getting clean air, then it's worth it to pit, get clean air, and then make up that 4/10, 5/10 of a second in however long it takes for the other person to pit, which is what Eric did.
Yes.
So Bullet asks in chat, did Bradford make a mistake not pitting earlier? I mean, he came out in, looks like
P8?
8th.
Yeah.
And he was battling with Cassette for quite a while. So, I mean, I don't think he made a mistake. He came out pretty much where he was at, but I think he might have gained a spot. So, and Hugo, I'm talking about kicky ball is soccer, not kickball, the game we played in elementary school, where the quote-unquote pitcher rolls the ball and you try to kick it. It's basically baseball and soccer mashed together.
Chimilio goes wide.
Very wide.
Down to T7 or 8 there, so that gives Dorcius the spot. But different classes, just bragging rights.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this Alvarado Groom fight.
Yeah.
So Alvarado's last lap was a 36.4, Groom's was a 36.5, and then, yeah, Danny with a 36 flat.
But I think the battle favors Carbon because while those two fight, they lose like half a second a lap, and
Yeah.
Carbon's flying clean up.
Yeah, Carbon is he's gonna catch up, and then this is gonna get really interesting
Oh
about
yeah.
the last 10 minutes or so.
You know what that calls, right, boys?
Can a Coca-Cola.
Crack another one.
It's Coca-Cola, yes. Wink.
Let me Discord message my daughter to have her bring me an extra Coke can.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can see Danny in the background of some of these shots. He's just kind of just out of view. I mean, he was 3.5 seconds 2 laps ago. Now he's 2.5 seconds.
So as they come across the line, 36.6 for Groom, 36.4 for Alvarado, 36.1 for Danny.
Yeah, and
So he's gonna creep up on him.
question is, where do you pass?
You don't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
You
you
wait until
catch
the
up,
last lap and then you send it.
and that's fine. But where do you pass? It's Zandvoort. There's not a lot of room to pass.
What's the point difference between P1 and P2? Is it enough to offset a penalty for bumping somebody? Like if you punt somebody going into the final corners?
I don't think so.
Is that ethical? Is this win at all costs?
Well, I mean, I guess you could. Oh, and Groom goes a little bit wide. Alvarado's
I
peeking.
think-
Every turn, Alvarado's peeking, trying to see if
I
he can
think
get the
Groom's
inside.
tires are getting tired.
Oh, drum roll. Or rim
Oh,
shot.
I didn't even mean that as I mean, it's not as bad as the one you made earlier, but still. We're not killing the stream for that. Nick is looking for a spot.
Yeah,
And there's Danny.
and
I mean, if you
Danny's
go to
coming up.
Helicam, they're all there. This is going to get interesting.
Oh no, I think Thiago fell off his chair.
One too many. One
Oh,
too
and
many beers,
Alvarado
boys.
goes wide.
Don't drink and commentate. Danny's less than a second behind Alvarado now.
Yeah, so last lap, 37.9 for Groom, 37.8 for Alvarado, and 36.2 for Danny.
I think our two-way battles arrived.
Yep. The only other thing that's close is Oliveira on Chimilio back in P11-12, but even that's a full second. So this P1-2-3 battle is the one to watch. 'Cause it's about to get interesting.
How is this battle going to develop in such a tight, narrow, and difficult to overtake track?
Well, Danny's fully caught up, so he's taking a peek down inside of Alvarado. Yeah, just a little too far back, it looks like. Can't really make it stick.
But Alvarado runs wide. Nice.
Yeah, so this is actually best case scenario for Groom because now Alvarado has to be on full defensive line, which actually gives Eric a little bit of a breather. He's now pulled a second gap between him and Alvarado. So it's good for him, bad for Nick, and bad for Danny because now he's being held up massively.
All right, folks, you got 2 minutes. Get your votes in. Will Eric Groom hold on and win the race?
And he's just catching up to back marker. And Danny peeks up the inside. Nope, thinks better of it. Slides back inside.
Nothing to see here. This track must be so difficult to do with the Honda. Nicolas Alvarado's doing a mega job with what he has at his end.
Oh, you mean the alien setups?
Or that. That's true. But even so, like, I don't believe the Honda's too good in here.
We got Hugo in the chat yelling, "Come on, Manito."
He does have those SRO esports alien setups now.
That is true. In Zandvoort, nobody does setups for Zandvoort. Nobody cares, wasn't it?
That's Scott Chin catching up to.
Come on,
It is.
Manito.
Look for Scott Chin to take a really wide line here. Go really slow. There he is. He's way out there. Let's all three of them go by.
Alvaro gets a little squirrely.
I think they are picking up the pace with Groom. We may see another look from all three of them.
Yeah, depending on what kind of suck they can get down the main straight.
Very evenly matched. Very beautiful thing to see.
Oh no. It's somebody said
somebody has no points left to bet. Well, that's because you lost them all in the last one.
Gambling problems, call 1-800-GAMBLER, I think. I don't know, I hear the commercials on
the only one I know is 1-800-QUIT-NOW, but I think that's for smoking.
Oh. Yeah,
I would have used that years ago.
Plucky thinks tires are going to be a problem for Groom, so she's betting against Groom.
Manito means brother, not small. Oh, also means small hands, I guess. But it's like hermano is brother, and then it's like a colloquialism. But yes.
I don't know. Have we ever seen Nick's hands?
Yeah,
we have not.
Danny's making a move. Danny's going on the inside.
Danny's going on the inside.
I don't
And he actually holds it, so he's up into P2.
Well, we got Nick. Nick's still on the inside. He's not going to let him go. Nick takes it back. Well, that was spicy.
Yep, and that actually, like I said, gives Groom even more breathing room.
Yeah, you know Groom's looking in the rear mirror saying, "Yes, please, just kill each other. Let me go."
Yeah, he is loving this.
Elsewhere on track, there is no battles anywhere. Like, Curzon is about a second behind Bruce Hopkins, but other than that, I mean, you're looking at 3 to 5 to 12-second gaps everywhere. The field is just spread out big time.
There's Sadie down in 7th, so there's one demotion to silver.
That's
yeah. I mean, Sadie's. I think the whole season for Ferris has been kind of meh. I mean, he stepped away from the Aston to try the Audi, and
he is. I will say,
I think he's going to go back.
He's doing really, really well with the BMW and OR league.
Oh, he's killing it.
Yeah. I need to start practicing more with the Bentley.
Yeah, I think they nerfed the Audi pretty bad in the last updates, man.
Oh, just because you're doing terrible doesn't mean they nerfed it. We got Danny going on the outside of Nick. Is he going to try it again?
Ooh.
This is one of those spots we talked about. If you're brave, you can get a run around the outside. And we're going to have Nick. He's going to hug the inside there. So Danny's he's probing, trying to figure out where he can go.
It's the second time he tries the same corner. I think he's just hungry.
I mean, if he knows that he's faster Nick through there, or maybe he sees Nick getting loose coming out of that corner or something like that.
Yes.
But I mean, Nick is sucked right back up to Eric, so it's not like those two fighting has allowed Eric to really run away. And they're all running pretty consistent, similar lap times. You got Alvarado and Groomer still the only two to get into the 35s.
Yeah, and I think Groom's tires are slowly starting to go. I mean, he's done a 37.3 last lap, and now Nick's right up on his tail.
I mean, if he had better tires than when Nick and Danny were side by side going through all those corners, Eric would have gotten further away. But he just hasn't opened up a gap.
Manito is like looking at Groom very closely, if you will.
Yeah.
By the way, from now on, Alvarado will be forever known as Little Hands.
What? Oh, yeah.
Little
I
hands.
hope Hugo, Manito doesn't mean little hands. This is Manita, baby. Manito.
Doesn't
short
matter.
Of hermano.
He
Yeah,
is
little hermano.
Hands. Nicholas Little Hands Alvarado.
Nice. No more avocado. Little hands.
Little Hands.
Avocado? Here's about avocado.
Good job, Hugo.
Oh, that's a dive.
Danny's going to go up the inside. Oh, Danny loses it and spins it. Oh, no.
I mean, that was a beautiful 360.
Makes the attempt. I mean, you gotta go for it at some point.
Yeah, that was
and he's tried it twice before.
That was a brave move. And that
just
turn.
lost out there.
I think it was a good move because he had nothing in there. He was so far. He was in Narnia.
I mean, he was the last out of the three to pit, so he's got the freshest tires. So he's thinking, man, I've got to go. And now he's weaving down the main straight.
Probably frustrated with himself.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Question, was that contact?
Do we have a replay
it didn't
of
look
that
like
to see exactly what happened?
If there was contact, then it would have been. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a replay. If it was contact, then it would have been a net code because it looked clean from the helicam.
Yeah. No, there's no. Like, I think he should have waited for another corner to do that. Like, not this one precisely.
Let's see what happened here.
Which leaves Manito with full hands to go after.
So he
Groomer.
goes up the inside
and he just
Audi
unsettles the car on the curb.
Yeah,
that back
like
tire, you can see it bounce.
That was just his own solo accident there.
But yeah, I mean, the recovery, absolutely like chef's kiss.
Yeah, that was a very beautiful 360. I will give him props for that. That was elegant.
Michael Bay's 360.
Michael Bay? Explosions? Explosions! Michael Bay.
It's only explosions though. I thought maybe Zack Snyder then? Let's go with that.
And we still have Nick Alvarado on Eric Groom. So just because Danny's kind of lost out. And Danny could still catch up. I mean, we got 10 minutes left and he's only 5 seconds back. And if Eric and Nick have older tires and they start battling, I mean, it looks like Eric was pushing wide on that final corner, so he may be losing some grip there.
Yeah, I mean, Eric's all the way down into the 38s with clean air.
Yeah.
So he is struggling for grip.
I mean, look at him. He's overshooting turn one. He almost gets rendered by Nick Alvarado.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm guessing he's going to have to start braking early and taking turns much slower than he normally would.
Yeah, but keep an eye on that split timer for Danny. I mean, he's not out of it yet.
I see Alvarado making a move. He's thirsty.
He's looking, but like I said, down this, I guess you could call it a straight. It's not really a straight. It's a flat section, but there's nowhere to pass. Really, the only chance you have is after this turn, if you want to get brave.
I mean, Carbon tried to do it twice. Danny did.
And yes, Little Hands is right up on Groom's tailpipe.
Yeah, Sector 1 besides T1, it's like very hard to overcome.
Worst nickname ever.
I think so, yeah. This looks like a name of like a porn act.
Got a little Aston on Aston back in P11 and 12. Not ass on ass.
Nicholas Hardwood.
Yeah, Bruce Hopkins and Chameleon are kind of chasing each other around the track. Nothing really to talk about, but it got below a second, so I figured to mention it. But that's a Silver and a Am driver right there.
Yeah, I think
Bruce was having the Windows updates.
I think at some point, Little Hands is gonna try and make a move here.
I almost spilled beer.
He even has his own little... We need to make an emote for that, for Little Hands.
Oh my gosh, look what Bullet just put in. He used the blackout hand.
There is a name that I want to use, but I probably can't, but it's related to politics, so I'm not gonna use it about small hands.
Thank you for the follow, all the new people, by the way.
Thank you, people. Welcome, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Welcome.
Welcome to New World Sim Racing.
Most
Exclamation
professional-
point Discord. If this seems like something you want to do, if you want us to talk crap about you every Sunday,
And give you random nicknames like Little Hands and
that's right.
call your name Brandon when it's actually Blaine. You know,
There we go. Thank you, Hugo.
the most professional crew in amateur sim racing.
Absolutely.
In amateur.
Oh, looks like Groom's going wide.
Mistake. Big
Oh, and
mistake.
Groom
could be
made a
Nick's
mistake,
chance.
and Nick's gonna
Side by
take it.
side.
Nick's pouncing. Oh, side by side. A little bit of contact there. Eric's just pulling on him. Into the final corners. Eric pulls back ahead.
He has
That's a
to
little-
check up.
Little Hands just couldn't hold on.
There's got to be flashing going on right now.
Can he
Like
get
Nick
the code
has to be
for one?
flashing.
Can't
No,
really
he
see because of
can't.
that giant Lamborghini spoiler right in the way.
Right, the X, but he didn't get it.
Onboard 3 cam.
Yes, Racer, that's true. It's you can be faster and not be able to pass. I very well know that from one of our Monday races where I was ahead of Groom and he was faster, and then the only way he could pass me is by punting me out of T1.
So in the last 3 minutes or so, Danny has cut that deficit in half. He's down to 2.4 seconds.
So it took him about, like you said, 3-4 minutes to get 2 seconds out. So he has more than enough time to catch up, especially if they hit traffic, which they are.
He ran a 36.5 last lap, and the other two ran a 37 and a 38.
And at the same time, I see Groom struggling with his tires right now.
T1 is most likely your best bet for overtaking. It's the only place where you have a heavy braking zone coming at a high speed. It's the only place where you can kind of cut up the inside into a braking zone. It really is kind of the only clear overtaking spot on the whole track. You could get brave down into the Audi S's, but like we saw with Danny earlier, you risk kind of mounting the curb and just spinning out.
Can you have a look?
Yeah, I'm riding along with on Nick Groom's car, and he is babying this thing through the corners. He is easing on the throttle. His tires must be toast.
He's just parking on apexes and hoping for the best.
Yeah, I've got the rear-facing camera up, and all you see is Nick Alvarado's car.
I mean, if he can do it for 5 more minutes, that's all it takes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
He's
don't
doing
need to
what
be
he should do.
on this track.
Yeah.
You don't need to be fast. You need to be wide.
Well, that's what Mike just said. He knows he doesn't need to be fast to win.
You just got to keep
You just got to cover your apexes and
make your car as wide as possible.
I mean, he's driving a pretty wide one.
I am so glad we figured that nickname
That's
out
fantastic.
this week.
I really hope Nick goes back and watches the VOD.
Mr. Smallhands? You mean Mr. Smallhands?
Okay, so
It's
Danny
Little
is
Hands.
caught up.
Oh, Little Hands. Sorry.
Danny's about a second behind.
It's the baby.
Nick Alvarado flashing.
Yeah, so they're about to hit some traffic now and on the worst part of the track, I think.
Yeah, they're going to get held up by, I believe that's Bruce and Dave Chimilio.
Yeah, there's not
Full
really,
sector.
it's really hard to pass in that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 complex, so
Yep.
this is
And Bruce and Dave are battling for position, so they're not going to be as interested in getting out of the way as they would if they were just by themselves.
Yeah, so this is going to help. This is going to help Danny a lot because they're going to get pushed back into him. Nick is still flashing.
They're going to get bunched up with about 2 laps to go.
Hugo just sent me a screenshot of Google Translate showing Manito as Little Hand.
Nice.
Nick's gonna hate me now.
Oh, and who was that
Dorcius.
putting it into the wall?
That was Dorcius.
Oh,
Came back on track and almost killed Danny.
So luckily enough, he doesn't collect anyone.
That was close. Okay, Bruce is getting out of the way. So Groom and Alvarado slip by. Danny is not going to get by Bruce here. Going into the Audi S's. Bruce goes way wide, off track into the wall, just to let Danny go by. Chimilio a little bit less interested in letting these guys go.
Oh, and Danny gets a little loose. Saw him kind of drifting around that last turn there.
do you think he got some awful flat spots in that instant?
I would have to assume doing a 360 is not good for your rear end grip. So at this point, I don't think Danny has enough time to catch up to these two, unless something
We're going to have 2 laps left.
awful were to happen. Groom is
Chimilio is stuck in between Nick Alvarado and Danny.
Yeah, and Groom's consistently doing 38-1, so he's just babying it, trying to get to the end.
And the Lamborghini is a very dangerous car, may I add. Maybe more than the Audi. Probably more than the Audi.
What did you say? It's an Audi? Basically, just worse built?
Yeah, that's my precise point.
The Audi built wrong.
Yeah, it's the Audi built wrong.
Nick having a look, doesn't have enough space.
Yeah, they took the Audi, took most
Flashing
of the
some more?
pros.
You know, Eric is in the chat saying, "Go away." These guys are talking to each other the whole time.
Eric's pretty quiet during a race. He gets very into it, which I don't blame him.
I mean, especially in a race like this where you've been battling basically the whole time.
Oh, Manito loses the apex, Mr. Lil Hans.
Oh no. Probably can't grip the steering wheel that well.
Yeah, he lost his grip for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wheel slipped through his fingers.
I mean,
final lap. Here we go. Watch for the sends.
Do you mean sense? That's
Send,
my expertise,
not
sir.
send.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was my expertise. It's the opposite from my expertise. To do sense.
I've seen you send it in iRacing.
That's when I'm pissed. That's not natural. And I deny it.
Chris has seen you do it too.
Do what?
Where?
What did he do?
Send it in iRacing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what?
And he gets angry when he does it.
Yeah, iRacing brings out the angry Thiago.
Was it Sebring?
What?
Everyone knows him as,
Sebring?
That I never saw.
everyone knows Thiago is super nice and no.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a lie. I'm
Thiago
upgrading
gets
this
angry.
guy.
Yeah,
I'm
go back
upgrading this guy.
go back and watch any of Thiago's iRacing.
Oh god. I
And he gets
was remember Sebring. I got PTSD. I started shaking for some
alright
reason.
through the Audi S's into the final corners. I don't think Nick is close enough to do anything.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna have.
So it looks like it's going to be Groom, unless Groom dies in the final corners. Looks like it's going to be Groom, Alvarado, and then Danny.
Yeah, and Brandon Hall, P4.
Yeah.
Quiet race, but ahead of Mr. Sadie, who's splitting the silvers down in P7.
Oh,
there
that's
goes
wall.
Mr. Alvarado.
That's a wall.
He just torpedoed into the wall. Danny pulls over behind Eric Groom, gives him a little kiss.
Yeah, Ferris Sadie down in P7. Sad.
So Lukey's going to bring it in P5. Good showing from him. He was really worried about not being able to do well today. Pretty quiet race for the most part.
You are point rich. Yes, we will figure out something to do with the points.
You'll lose them all eventually. Don't worry.
That's why I don't gamble.
So
Like,
Eric
everyone knows you
Groom
gamble.
did win the race.
Yeah, Ferris Sadie can get past Favaro in the last turn, so he's going to stick to P7.
3,000 points go to one viewer.
Ooh.
G.
Anonymous.
I love that you guys are Americans that can actually write and spell my name correctly. I love this. I never met an American that did that.
It's like 5 letters.
Yeah, but the TH gives an impression of Thiago. And you guys never say that. I love it.
Well,
I
because
appreciate y'all.
you're here.
True. That's actually true. But I appreciate y'all. That's new. I love
Yeah,
it.
some people are Canadian.
People are Canadian. Yeah. There's
Okay.
Ferris.
We're not all American
There's
here.
Ferris. Pull it. Hugo, also Canadian. Love you, Hugo.
All right,
Man,
well,
that was a good race, though. I
that was a
enjoyed
good
that
race. Yeah.
one. Nice and close up front. Had some decent battles throughout. I mean, Ferris looks like he finished pretty close to Favaro,
He did. He was about 2 tenths down, 3 tenths. So,
but still behind 3 silvers.
yeah, it's a forgettable race for him.
Would say Ferris is more comfortable with front engines. May you guys agree?
I think so. I mean, it's kind of hard if you don't practice to get the Audi right. So next
I
week
haven't-
we are at the best track in ACC.
Tell me.
Paul Ricard.
Paul Richard.
Why?
Paul Richard. Pablo Ricardo.
And we're going to lock Tiago out of the commentator box, so he has to race.
Yes, he has to race next week.
Ferris just drove through the pit and died. I don't know if anybody
That's-
caught that.
It's about
But
typical
holy
of
cow.
Ferris.
Ferris is dead.
Yep. This guy's not turning up anymore.
Where is that?
Speaking
Oh,
of
no.
Ferris,
My ACC froze. Oh no, there it is.
we should
Ferris
probably raid somebody.
There's Bob Ross. No, Bob Ross doesn't accept rates.
Yeah, we're not going to raid Bob Ross.
Why
Yeah,
not?
Ferris just decided to take
Here
a
we go. In typical Ferris fashion, drive
Take
through
a-
everybody and
take a
eats
fast lap through the pits.
it. That's the Ferris line.
That looks like it hurt.
Well, guys, I don't think Shimilio's ending his stream. He's probably playing something else.
That is going to be a
Days.
drive-through. That's a penalty applied after the fact.
Green light.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Blacky. Appreciate you.
Well, thanks everyone for joining. We will see you next week at Pablo Ricardo. Tiago will have to race. Mandatory.
Hey, we only had 5 incidents today. And 3 of those look like they were solo.
Oh,
Yes.
So,
Luke punting Ferris. The door with Shimilio and
it was Bradford and Cassette, I believe.
True. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's
And it
right.
looks like an Eric Groom and Chin when they touched going through turn 1.
Oh, right, that dive. True.
When Eric was working his way back through. So, pretty clean race overall.
All right. See you
But-
everyone. And let's go to Ferris's stream. See what he's doing.
There you go. Was it /raid Helion
Already
Music?
did it. Yep. Already
Nice.
getting there. It's 5
For those of you
seconds.
that lost all of your points today, if you
That's
follow the raid, you can gain 250 points. And then you can lose them again next week.
Sweet.